The champagne hadn't even gone flat yet when he said it. We were standing under artificial fireworks, LED lights pretending to explode above a rented sky, when my father-in-law leaned close enough for his breath to touch my ear. "We're going to replace you," he said calmly. "You're too old to be useful now." No anger in his voice, no malice, just accounting. My wife laughed beside him, a thin sound, like glass tapped with a knife. She didn't look at me, not once. The room kept celebrating. Glasses clinked, music pulsed, people hugged, and something inside me went completely still. 13 years at his company, 13 years of loyalty mistaken for ownership. I felt the weight of my own silence pressing against my ribs like a coffin closing slowly. I smiled, nodded, then I excused myself to the bathroom and stared at my reflection until the man looking back felt like a stranger wearing my face. I packed that night. No note, no drama, just disappearance. The bus station smelled like oil and regret. I sat with my bag between my feet, watching departures scroll past, cities that didn't know my name. My phone vibrated once, a message from my wife. "Where are you? Dad is furious." Not worried, not "are you okay?" just logistics. That's when the memories sharpened. Her sudden distance, the way conversations stopped when I entered rooms, the whispered calls taken on balconies, her father's sudden strategic restructuring. I had been replaced long before I was dismissed. A young woman sat beside me, early 20s, soft eyes, too kind for this place. "Are you okay?" she asked. I almost lied. Then something in me cracked, not loudly, but completely. I told her everything. 13 years, the company, the dinner, the dismissal, the wife who had learned to look through me. She listened without interrupting. When I finished, she picked up her phone. "Dad," she said quietly, "I found him. Yes, I'm sure." She looked at me then, carefully. "He's going to want to meet you." Her father wasn't who I expected. He didn't ask questions. He handed me files, contracts, transfers, shell companies, my wife's signature where it shouldn't have been. She hadn't just supported her father, she had planned my erasure. I moved through the days like a ghost, returning calls, answering messages, pretending compliance, all while learning the architecture of their betrayal. Money rerouted, shares diluted, my role reassigned months ago, on paper. They hadn't fired me, they'd buried me while I was still breathing. I didn't confront her. I watched her rehearse sympathy in the mirror, watched her practice grief like a skill, every lie polished, every truth buried, and I prepared. The report arrived on a Tuesday, financial records, emails, audio, proof so clean it felt surgical. I placed it on the kitchen table that night. She saw the folder and froze. "What's that?" she asked. I didn't answer. She opened it. Her hands trembled as pages fell open, her messages highlighted, her voice transcripts, her signature approving my removal. She sat down slowly. "I can explain." "I know," I said. That was the moment she broke, not with tears, with fear. Because I wasn't angry, I was finished. Her father called the next morning. "You've made your point," he said. "Let's talk." "I already did," I replied. By noon, his investors had pulled out. The shell companies were exposed. Regulatory audits triggered automatically. Thank you, anonymous whistleblower. By evening, my wife's phone wouldn't stop ringing. 71 missed calls. She saw the photo I posted last. A villa, Switzerland, mountains sharp enough to cut the sky. Caption, "Home." She called again. I didn't answer. I sit on the terrace now, coffee cooling beside me. The air is clean here, honest. I think about the man I was, useful, obedient, silent. He deserved what he got. But I am not him anymore. They mistook my patience for weakness, my silence for surrender. I didn't destroy them. I simply stepped aside and let the truth do what it always does. It rots everything it touches. And I walked away clean.